What is good, everyone? We are back once again. If you guys don't know by now, I'm going over a review of every single team's performance from last season, ranking the off-season, and what's their expectations heading into the 2024-25 NBA season, which literally starts less than 24 hours. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks unfortunately caught by the injury bug last year as well, to Trae Young playing the least amount of games he's ever played in his career in one regular season. He only played 54 games last year, but the fact that it's not that much games, but for a team that's trying to reach a play-in/playoff spot, you're definitely going to need your best player on the roster to be healthy. He definitely was not that last season. It was kind of clear from the start, come the off-season, they were going to trade away DeJounte Murray, because after 3 seasons, this duo simply just could not coexist. And in return for that trade, they were going to get Dyson Daniels, Larry Nance Jr., and a couple of picks, which is leading me to say that you're going into a rebuild stage. But at the same time, it's kind of like, are you guys still competing for that playing spot, or what's the go? Because if I'm the Atlanta Hawks, I take advantage of how much of a jump Jalen Johnson had last season. This man had the biggest jump in stat that I've seen in NBA history. He went from averaging just 5.5 points a game to averaging 16 points a game and doubling up on his rebounds and assists per game as well. That great play last year actually helped the Atlanta Hawks win a lot of games without Trae Young or Murray when Murray was not in the lineup as well. And he proven that he can be a solid player that's going to be around this league for a very long time and work his way into the starting lineup of this Hawks team. The franchise and the front office love him that much. As of about 14 hours ago, they're going to offer him a $150 million rookie extension contract, which is just absolutely great news considering Hawks fans how much they actually love him. Like, I know a lot of people who aren't even Hawks fans who just admire his game so much. But that comes with a big risk as well. He has not been healthy the last few seasons or the 3 seasons he's been in the league. So let's just hope that he can have a massive move from up here. In terms when it comes to injuries, his stats literally cannot get any better for someone who's still developing, you know. Even though they didn't have the worst season imaginable last year, they were going to somehow snag the first overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft. And with that, they're going to pick up Zachary Richardson, who was just going to fit in beautifully in that starting lineup right next to Jalen Johnson. But we'll just have to see if he comes off the bench or not, because he's still got Clint Capella there. But so far in the preseason, that front court is looking beautiful. This draft was definitely one of the most slept on drafts, and it wasn't really much anticipated as well, considering it was a draft in between Cooper Flagg and Victor Wembanyama. But if it's the first overall pick, they'll definitely take that and draft what they can, and they did exactly that. He's going to have a great season. It's going to be beautiful to see Trae Young fully healthy as well. He's going to be able to run plays where he can chuck some alley-oops at both Jalen and Zachary. And back to the rebuilding stage, I was literally just talking about before. I don't think they're going in full rebuild mode, but they still got some absolute dogs or players on their squad. They got Clint Capella as well, who's also really underrated, but he's also turned very averagely consistent. He was going to average 11-11 on last year, and I guess what the Hawks want from him is maybe take a little bit of offensive leap, maybe from averaging 11 points to somewhat 13 or 14. Other everything on the offensive side, he's a great defender, and he's just been overlooked a lot the last couple of years. I don't know why more teams haven't tried to chase after him. His contract isn't ridiculously bad, it's doable. But I'm hoping for a big year for Clint Capella, and Hawks fans should be expecting the same. They still got the knockdown shooter in DeAndre Hunter, who averaged 15 points a game last year and averaging just shy of 40% from the 3-point line and shooting 45% inside the arc. So it's not like this team does not have good players, and still got Bogdanovic as well. He averaging 17 points as well from 40% from the field. That's just crazy. Like, you're telling me you can't go into a full rebuild with all these guys still firing on all cylinders, right? But that's the clear indication the front office still hasn't given us yet. They don't know what they want to do. I guess they just want to play this season out and see how Trae Young goes with this young core around him, and see if there's something that they can develop or something that clearly just isn't going to work out for Trae Young. If I'm the Atlanta Hawks, I'm somewhat feeling some pressure if this doesn't all come to plan, because Trae Young might be getting sick of just not making a final in the playoffs or being a mediocre team at best. But if it all works out, which I'm sure it will, this team looks absolutely beautiful so far. And there wasn't actually a huge amount of off-season moves besides from the DeJounte Murray trade I literally just mentioned earlier. They end up just waiving some two-way players, and pretty much it was a whole bunch of going through the transaction list, just waiving players and then adding them back, and then just the same process over and over. The same type of shit that you see come preseason and that. I can predict somewhat of a really good starting lineup for you guys. It involves Trae Young. I mean, obviously, right, but Trae Young next to Dyson Daniels in the backcourt, and you can have DeAndre Hunter, and you're going to have Clint Capella and Jalen Johnson with Zachary Richardson coming off the bench. And they still have great players coming off the bench to back up that front court as well, of Onyeka Okongwu and Larry Nance Jr. But it's going to be real interesting to see where they go, because I don't have a set backup point guard at this moment. Depending what they do, I feel like Dyson Daniels is going to come off the bench, but we'll have to wait and see. So this team finished 10 games under 500 last season. If they can break even for 500 season, that's definitely a successful season in the Atlanta Hawks front office wise, because it's proven with a little bit more time, this squad is eventually going to work and it's going to be a title contending squad. But it's just going to be hard for Trae Young to really buy into that if it doesn't work this season. So I guess the pressure is on for the front office to make Trae Young happy. Otherwise, I'm afraid he's going to walk. Hawks fans, NBA fans, get in the comments, let me know what you think about this take down below in this video. Thank you all so much for the love and support, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.